I don't want you to let anyone or yourself trick you out of your spot. Hi, my loves. Welcome back to my channel. I'm Nicole L, and I create content on girl advice, travel, lifestyle, and helping you glow up and really get everything you want out of life. So if that sounds like you and your type of vibe, make sure you guys subscribe, join the family, and come along with me on this journey as I help you throughout your life. And we just build this community of loving girls that are ready to win and want to teach everyone around us the same tips, glow up tips to get everything they want out of life. In today's video, I'm going to be teaching you guys how to actually heal your nervous system and change your life. So if you are constantly in fight or flight, if you are constantly struggling with your mental health and the battle to decide what you want to do, or you feel like you always get to this point in your life where you're on this road, maybe you are losing weight, maybe you are starting a new business, maybe you are reaching out to new jobs, and you start getting some traction and you just automatically stop and fall off, or if you're always feeling anxious, or if you are always constantly people pleasing and you are not filling your cup up first before you go ahead and pour it into someone else's, this video is for you. In today's video, I'm going to show you exactly how the nervous system works and also what's keeping you stuck in these same patterns and habits that's stopping you from getting everything you want and changing your life for the better. So if you're always feeling stuck in your nervous system and you're like, why am I not moving? Why won't I post the content? Why won't I start the business? It's not your personality, sis. It's your nervous system. You are in this constant battle of fight or flight, and you need to move into rest and digest. And let's get into it. But before we get into this video, I want to tell you guys why this topic is so important to me, because I have constantly found myself people pleasing, stuck in fight or flight, getting scared when things are getting good, and I just automatically stop the progress. If you've been watching my YouTube, you know I started my YouTube channel, I was starting to do good, and then I just went ghost. That was me in my fight or flight mode, which I was like, okay, I'm nervous about this. My brain was starting to trick me out of my spot. Okay, I don't want y'all to be tricked out of your. I don't want you to let anyone or yourself trick you out of your spot. And if you are ready to move forward, this video is for you. It's a nervous system, right? Okay, so let's do a basic comparison. So you're in fight or flight, like you're like, okay, or you're like in rest and digest. You're like, okay, I'm letting things flow, what you want to be in, so you can allow things to happen for you and you can allow abundance to come into your life. When you are constantly in this fight or flight vibe, girl, you don't know what's going on. You don't like, is this safe? Should I do this? Am I on the wrong path? You are constantly questioning yourself if what you are doing is right or wrong. And you're constantly going through not having that motivation to get up and just do it. Always second guessing yourself, looking for validation, because you're just like, okay, what do I do? I'm scared. I'm nervous. What do I do? But you need to learn how to transition yourself from that fight or flight to rest and digest. So I want you guys to think about something like a thermostat, and think about, it's always scanning the temperature. It's always trying to figure out, okay, what's the temperature? Or do we need to be in the 70 degrees, or do we need to make it colder? Do we need to make it warmer? That is what your body and your nervous system is telling you to do. Your mind is always going to resort to comfortability, and you have to learn how to understand that your body is just protecting you from something that they are unfamiliar with. So we want you to really get in the zone of understanding your nervous system. So when these moments that you have anxiety attacks, panic attacks, people pleasing, falling off from your passion, falling off from your calling, you'll know how to fix it and you'll know how to move forward. I want to talk about how fight or flight shows up. When you are constantly overthinking, when you are in your people pleasing phase, and when you are having anxiety, and we all have this, like when you're about to do something big or you're starting something, you're getting nervous. You're like, okay, should I actually be doing this? You are constantly questioning yourself. And I want you guys to come out of that. All right. This is that moment where your body is like, no, Nicole, like, no, 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 stay here, stay safe, stay over here where it's safe and warm, where we know, what's going to happen. And for my girls that need to know what happens, like I used to be that girly, I'm like, I kind of need to know what the results will be before I put my feet in the water. Overthinking about everything, where you're like, I need answers. I don't know what to do. And you are not moving. You feel like you're stuck in time. Now you said you was going to post the content and now it's 10 months later and it's 2026. That is an example of fight or flight. And when you have anxiety, you're overthinking and your body just is frozen. Versus when you're in rest and digest, you just let things flow. You are confident in yourself. You know that things are going to work out for you. It is a matter of time. When you move and rest and digest, and how to really transition to that, it's really just trusting yourself. That's what it's all about, is trust. I want you guys to really take something from this video and understanding that trust is going to be the main factor for you to transition from your fight or flight to your rest and digest. So basically, healing your nervous system is going to be you moving more in your rest and digest more often than your fight or flight. You don't have to be out here punching and fighting all this stuff. No, girl, I want you to rest and allow things to happen to you. August, I had a couple of things happen to me, and it was very trying. It was very uncomfortable. It was very scary. But instead of me moving in my fight or flight, I just allowed my rest and digest to come, and things started happening for me. I was getting more clients. I was moving through obstacles better instead of just crumbling. My old self, and I was telling one of my friends, I was like, what just happened to me? My old self would have said, I'm done. I'm not doing this. I'm moving back. I'm going back into my comfortability, and I'm just going to figure something out, and I'm just going to get a job. Instead of me doing that and going back into resorting back into my flight or fight mode, I just moved into my rest and digest, and I was just like, okay, we're just going to move through it. We're just going to work through it. It's either I stay back here or I work through it, because this is only temporary. What I'm feeling right now, what I'm going through right now is only temporary. And that's the key to helping you healing your nervous system. So when you're feeling that anxiety, where you feel like you are overthinking, or you see yourself falling back into that people pleasing mode, say, okay, talk to yourself and be like, okay, this is only temporary and this is not going to last forever. So I just kind of need to move on. I need to work through it, and it's going to work out for me. Say it with me. Everything is going to work out for me. Which leads me into part 3 of this video, is why we get stuck in that fight or flight. Even if you're watching this video, you're like, okay, I'm going to move a little bit more gracefully. I'm just going to allow things to happen. I'm going to move with confidence. I'm going to let things flow. Sometimes we find ourselves getting stuck back in fight or flight, and that has to do with childhood trauma and your patterns and your habits. Even daily stressors, like being a full-time entrepreneur and content creator, I have at least 10 meltdowns. I'll say I'll have at least 4 meltdowns by 11 a.m. One, because I do wake up super early and I do start my day around by like 6 o'clock. So by 11 o'clock, I have already went through so many different obstacles. I'm already stressed to figure out and pick myself back up and get the courage and the confidence to get back on track, even going through those daily stressors. In our nervous system, it gets trained to spot danger. We're like, oh no, this is hard. Boom. Uncomfortability. Boom. Our nervous system is like, nope, this is not good for you. But you have to learn how to trick your mind into saying, this is okay. We want uncomfortability. If you are too comfortable right now, you're not inching closer to your goals, your dreams, or your aspirations, or things you want to accomplish in this year or in this moment of time. You are going to be stuck exactly where you are if you cannot visualize and really, like, I want you to take yourself out your body. Like, when these things are happening, really try to have an out of body experience and say, hey, what's going on with you right now? It's not the end of the world. You're going to work through it. You're not in danger. You need to tell yourself, I am not in danger. I am safe. I am safe. I am okay. I do this for myself. I literally talk to myself, and I talk myself out of crumbling when I don't want to go to Pilates and canceling and getting that late fee. I hate that it's not a late fee. I hate the cancellation fee. But I have to tell myself, no, you're fine. Like, once I get to the class, I'm like, it wasn't that bad. Once I'm leaving, I'm happy about myself. Once I get through what I thought was going to be hard, I'm like, it really wasn't that hard. Think about all the stuff that you have went through in your life, and you're like, oh wow, it really wasn't that bad. It really wasn't that bad. Which is why I want to also talk about people pleasing. So if you're a people pleaser, let me know in the comments. It's okay. We've all been there. I used to be a big people pleaser, and I didn't even know I was. It's a symbolism of survival mode. And if you want to stop, and I tell you guys, to live in your feminine energy and to move, you have to get out of survival mode. You have to stop being in your masculine energy. When you're nervous and something is triggering you from your past, from a past relationship or friendship, you have to know that, okay, I don't need to people please. Like, I can say no, I can put myself first. These are examples of when we get into that fight or flight, which is what I want to talk about in the next part of this video, is literally understanding your triggers. And this is going to be the most essential part of this video, because we're going to be triggered every single day. When you are moving to greatness, when you are doing something out of your comfort zone, you are going to be triggered. You're going to be triggered. You're going to be triggered. I'll not repeat that enough. I'll give you guys an example. So one of my triggers for me, when I feel like I'm really stressed and I feel like something's not going somewhere, I will eat. And I was like, I got to figure out a different coping mechanism to deal with the stress and the triggers that are happening in my life right now. And then once I eat, I feel sluggish. And then now my day is going. So I had to learn that, okay, instead of me eating, instead of me trying to get that easy dopamine from that easy fix, that instant gratification from this trigger and this stress, I need to know, I need to say, okay, maybe I should just go for a walk. One thing I started doing to like kind of eliminate that flight or fight reaction in my nervous system was moving on to a different task and saying it's okay that I didn't complete it. Move on. When I say this has changed my life, guys, it has changed my life. Instead of me dwelling, instead of me going down the rabbit hole, instead of me crying, instead of me watching TV or binge eating, I started just moving on to something different. Okay. So when something's not working out for you and you are noticing your trigger, so like that's a trigger for me when something is going downhill in my business and I got to get something out to a client and it's just not working, like simply just move on. And awareness is the first step of healing. So a tip that I want you guys to take away from that is figure out a way that you can cope or you can understand these triggers. For some people, it's journaling. So when you're triggered, maybe someone says something to you and you're like, it's like it triggered you and it puts you in a different emotional reaction and now you're spiraling. Journal, okay? Talk about it. However you need to get those things out. The next part of this video to help you heal your nervous system is how to retrain your nervous system. You're going to trick your mind. I'm going to be teaching you guys how to trick your mind. And this is how girls, when you see a lot of people do like a quantum leap, they trick their mind. They said, I'm going to do this. I am this person. I'm going to be a YouTuber. And sometimes getting on camera is uncomfortable. Trick them. Trick your mind. Say, I'm already a YouTuber. I already have the community. People are waiting for my videos. I have to get up and record. I have to get up and edit, whether I want to do it or not. Trick your mind. Trick yourself into that spot. Okay? Like, say, I want you guys to drop right now, before we even go further in this video, I want you guys to drop something right now that you want to happen for yourself in the next few months. Okay. And we're all going to celebrate each other in the comments. I want you guys to be very interactive and feel comfortable in sharing these things. Drop one thing that you are going to be delusional about, and you're going to trick yourself into winning. Okay. You have to trick the body, you have to trick the mind, and you have to be smarter than your nervous system. That is how you're going to retrain the body, retrain your mind, and getting everything you want and beat your nervous system and beat the fight or flight mode. So I want you guys to talk to yourself. Tell yourself that you're safe. Tell yourself that things work out for you. Use these things. Talk to yourself. And I'm telling you, it's going to help you heal your nervous system and retrain it. The last part of this video that I want to talk about is different practices that you can do to helping you really heal your nervous system is doing daily check-ins with yourself, understanding who you are, being that girl again, like go back in the mirror and say, you are that girl. You are that girl. Everything you want. Remember, anything that has come into your mind and it's already yours. Isn't it so crazy though? Like if you see yourself as a successful business owner and you like, okay, I'm starting a beauty product brand, you are meant to do that. You did not get the idea, that thought, that feeling for any reason. So I want you guys to really start doing exercises, do check-ins, do breathings, do voice memo exercises. One thing I do all the time is I'll record a voice memo of my higher self and myself in the next month. And I'll talk to myself like, girl, you just went to Pilates. You just got out your new car. You just had to take your car to get a new oil change. You just got on a flight for a brand deal. You just went on a brand trip. Your retreat was sold out. Talk to yourself and trick yourself into those moments and have daily check-ins. And it's really going to help you heal your nervous system. I hope you guys love this video. It was very quick, and I just wanted to give you some juicy tips on how to heal your nervous system and change your life. If you like this video, make sure you guys give it a thumbs up. Make sure you guys subscribe, and I'll see you in the next video.